I'm up. All right. All right. So, all right. Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know why. No on YouTube, it looks like. I'm trying. Yeah, I don't know why. No on YouTube, it looks like. I'm trying. Yeah, I don't know why. No on YouTube, it looks like.
Additional bench players here from Denver, which is going to be very key. So that is important. Additional bench players here from and Denver, let me see. Okay. So I got all my stuff done, and there we go. Oh, maybe it's working here on YouTube. Look at that, Mike. What a
I think I
wizard.
might have been able to figure it out,
Don't worry,
but
Mike.
I'll
You're
have to wait
muted,
for
so
chat.
we can't hear you. But if they can hear us, that's all they need to. And I can hear Matt, love of my life. Sorry, news god. Sorry, Matt, right now. But
They're gonna make me blush.
but we seem to be doing okay now. Not to fear, compressed schedule. So this is going to be crazy, right? This would have reset almost anything we would have said. Previously, we were teeing it up to say this is likely going to happen. It just happened. So we got the news a little quicker than the 6:30 injury report, which is nice. So we will have plenty of time to get all of this taken care of. But as we're letting the dust settle here a little bit, do you know which Washington Wizard is the all-time triple-double leader for the franchise?
Yeah, it's obviously Russell Westbrook.
Obviously Russell Westbrook. Did you know that in 65 games, I think is what it was, he had 38 triple-doubles? The next 5 guys after him, Darrell Walker with 15, John Wall with 7, Wes Unseld with 7, Chris Webber with 3, and Jeff Ruland. I meant to go look and see if he got those via blocks instead of assists because he was a center. They have 40 combined. What a weird, until Russell Westbrook showed up, Darrell Walker and he played in the early mid 90s. He was the guy that led the franchise. So in 2/3 of a season, Westbrook just doubled up everybody. Washington loves him. I don't care if he starts or doesn't start. I like him as a reserve for some potential mop-up duty here. But now he's going to be someone I think that's going to be popping in the models, which we would want this regardless of whether or not he was going against the team that he holds the triple-double record for. But this is a good spot for Westbrook. So he has been unleashed, I believe. Because this is a game where he can help win by himself because Washington is resting people en masse. So Keyshawn George is hurt. Corey Cusper's hurt. Kyle Kuzma's going to be out for probably a week. He's just a fragile little flower. And the Wizards are tanking. They've lost 16 in a row. They only have 2 wins. They're just a disaster this year. They're tanking for a flag, or they're hoping they get 1/3 of the best chance to win the #1 pick. And then Alex Sarr, he was the one surprised, the 19-year-old rookie front court player. He has not missed a game yet this year, sore lower back, so they're probably just giving him a night off. They probably also don't want him to get broken in half by Jokic, because I was trying to figure out, is this a Marvin Bagley night? Is he going to start next to him? Is it going to be Jonas Valanciunas? We're probably going to see a fair amount of both those guys. I was worried that whomever was coming off the bench may not crack 15 minutes regardless of the situation. Now I think they're probably going to split the center minutes, and there's a chance they both start. So this is going to change a lot of stuff. So we'll give our folks here time to get all this updated behind the scenes. Dario Saric also out. Oh, I thought I was. Oh, okay. My apologies.
It wasn't you, it was both of us.
Thank you, Detroit. Detroit was last night, man. Do you remember that commercial? Want to get away? Southwest Airlines.
Yes, I do. Yeah, I do. Oh, yeah, it's a good one.
All right, so Washington, let's just hit the injuries while we're letting the dust settle here. So Washington just resting tons of people there. On New Orleans, they're still without Jordan Hawkins. And then Daniel Tice is out. It feels like he's almost going to be I don't even know if he's a trade chip, but it just feels like a buyout candidate or whatever. So that's the New Orleans side. Other people we were waiting for, New York released a fair number of, hey, these guys are questionable. I think we'll get an update here in about 20 minutes on them, but it was Jalen Brunson who is dealing with the sore lower back, and then Karl Anthony Towns, true game time decision. They're going to wait until the last part of warmups to see if he's going to be good to go. He's dealing with knee soreness. We have Dallas with Najee Marshall out again, dealing with an illness. Maxi Kleba has joined him, as has Jaden Hardy. Hardy is out with a sprained ankle, so that's going to open up some of their wing minutes there, or consolidate things anyway, just a little bit, but it makes Luka Doncic look a little bit better. Jakob Poeltl is back after a brief absence there. Jimmy Butler is in. Let's see what else. That is the main stuff. And then Al Horford out. Excuse me. And then Kristaps Porzingis in. Any other news we're waiting for, really, other than starting lineups and the New York guys that you can tell from our?
No, I don't think so. Really, just the New York guys. I was kind of waiting to see if Boston was going to do anything, but it doesn't seem like they are. So, no, I mean, we got the Denver news. That game looks extremely appealing. I mean, both those teams, especially Washington, obviously, is a team we want to pick on in DFS all the time. So, there's a lot to like about both sides of that game.
All right, so let's break down the guards. So at the top, you got Luka, you've got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. They're two of the three best projected fantasy points from a median perspective. SGA is about 15 points behind Jokic, and Doncic is about 10 points behind Jokic. Lead us through the guards, man.
So as far as like the expensive guards go, I think I prefer Shea over Luca just because of the price difference. But man, in this matchup, especially with these guys out, I don't know how you can prioritize either of them over Jokic. Playing one of them with Jokic, sure, but Jokic is the clear spend up priority. I would prefer Shea over Luca, but the other part of that is we have a lot of value guards we can look at, on Washington, now on Denver. So I think the optimal build here is like whether it's Carrington, Poole, Westbrook, that type price range. But it's DFS. Flipping the build is always in play in tournaments. So in that case, I never mind a Shea or a Luca, one of those guys.
All right. Yes, Mike will start showing a little bit of stuff and in the playback on the screen there as we figure out our technical difficulties. But I would be remiss if I did not tell you, this is your last chance. Promo code Cyber Week in honor of Cyber Monday. We have given you Cyber Week as the promo code, all one word, 70% off any monthly Odd Shopper subscription here. Now, Odd Shopper, obviously a little bit different than Stokastic, right? But what we are seeing is the Odd Shopper top-down betting model here, the market betting, a little bit here, a little bit there, and just churning over an ROI. That's feeding the DFS habit, guys. The DFS has gotten a lot harder. Well, we figured out a little way to put money in this pocket, and then you take it from that pocket and you put it in the DFS pocket, and it works out well. If you guys are not following Greg Ehrenberg, G. Ehrenberg DFS on Twitter, he has turned $100 into well over $500 in about 5 weeks, and he is making $2 to $6 bets. That's all he's doing. He is just looking at Odd Shopper, hitting the best ones periodically throughout the day. He's posting them on his thread. If you want to follow it, he's going to the best books, getting the numbers he wants, and just churning the money. I'm so sad that I only have Hard Rock Cafe down here in Florida, but I can use it here because I can look and say, oh, I want to make this bet. Like I wanted the under on 1.5 3-pointers made by Ja Morant today because that was plus 133 this morning. It was only plus 110 on Hard Rock because it's this monopoly here. I'm not going to take that kind of a hit in the ROI to put my money down. Right. So it's showing me as well what are good bets. I just have fewer to choose from, but it's keeping me from making silly ones because we're looking to eke out this 2 or 3% ROI. Odd Shopper's helping you push that up to 4.5, which is like doubling it. Right. So the magic of compounding interest. I'm just saying, Odd Shopper, promo code Cyber Week. Now we're back to basketball. So let's take a peek here if we've got our updates because I want to see the guards what we're okay. So that still hasn't come through yet, but if we look at the mid, and I agree with you that looking at the slight savings there for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is probably the way to go. On DraftKings, he's a $1,200 savings from Doncic, but we can expand this out. We've got Cade Cunningham in there. We've got Devin Booker. We have Ja Morant, as I mentioned. I'm not really a fan of Ja Morant only because he's playing about 30 minutes a game. They're easing him back. He's had a couple different injury stretches, right? He's just missed time throughout Not always for injury, but he has missed time pretty much for the last 3.5 seasons. So it's one of those where, God, he is so amazing.
Tell us
when he
more.
is
What
out
did he
there.
do?
Well, I mean, pew pew pew, something like that. But in any event, he is a son of a gun, if you see what I'm saying here. But he is someone that can be dynamic. It just seems like there's a little bit of cap on him right now. But I think Kyrie Irving is kind of intriguing. And then, is it a Jordan Poole party? Potentially tonight. We mentioned Westbrook. I'm curious to see how the numbers flow out on him. And then
He's going to be, Westbrook's going to be the best play on the slate, in my opinion, now.
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it really going any other way. But I think Christian Braun really starts to pop a little bit there. He's 5,400 on DraftKings. I suspect he's going to get up to about 30 fantasy points. And that should put him into just about 5.5, 5.7 per $1,000. That will start to get him probably on about 25, 30% of all lineups. And then at the bottom of the barrel, you've got Carlton Little Bub Carrington III. He is looking better in this matchup with going against lesser players for Denver here. So I think he's kind of interesting for the Wizards. And then the Wizards are going to put out a couple of creative players there. So this is the vaunted stars and scrubs build. It's basically, we're going to see this for the rest of the year. You don't think so? I've got a secret mid-slate option, a mid-tier option that I think people are going to miss out on.
No, I don't think it's stars and scrubs because Denver and they're not priced like scrubs. I mean, the guys that like Jokic, obviously star, but Westbrook is 5,700, Porter 7K, Braun 54, Peyton Watson's 44. He's kind of cheap. Poole's like close to 7K, and I think those are still really strong plays. Like, I don't think it's a play Jokic and whoever, Shea or Luka, whoever you say, and then play like 3 to 4K guys. I don't see it like that. I don't see the 3 to 4K guys.
All right, close your eyes. Don't refresh because we just got projections. Close your eyes and tell me, what do you think Nikola Jokic's projection is tonight on DraftKings?
65.
Higher.
Did I lose you?
Higher. Go higher.
No.
Go higher.
67.
What you think right now and the next two guesses, then go to that one. Skip 3 guesses ahead.
Wow, 70?
73.49 DraftKings points.
I've never seen that before. That might be the highest projection I've ever seen.
I know. That's wow. So when I was saying he was about 15 above Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he is now 20 DraftKings points above Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He is 15 above Luka Doncic. So goodness gracious. On the FanDuel side, he is 16 above Doncic, and he is 17. Am I doing that math right? Yeah, 17 above Shai. That is crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's funny, too, because the New York news could really shake up this slate.
Do you know who has the fastest triple double in NBA history?
Jokic.
I believe it is Jokic. Oh, he just passed Magic Johnson, so that is messing. Okay, here we go. Nikola Jokic has the fastest triple-double. Where is it? Fastest triple-double on Friday, or on February 15th, 2018, 14 minutes and 33 seconds.
That's insane.
Triple-doubled. Okay, now triple-double is different than getting that 70 points. That 70 points means he needs to score 30, most likely. So even if he is playing just 3 quarters, odds are he's going to be flirting with 60 fantasy points tonight. Meaning, if he's playing those 3 quarters and he's pushed the team far enough ahead with the 2 other key players that are out, he still can have a tremendous amount of raw points here. He still could be the highest player on the slate. That is pretty crazy.
Yeah, easily. I mean, he just dropped like 78 and didn't score 30 points. Now he had like 20 some rebounds and a triple double, so that'll do it. But man, this is just such a good spot for all of Denver. I don't know if you can get enough Denver in this spot.
Yeah, we're gonna find out. I also see there are some super chats here. I will get to those. But if you want to take a look here now that we've done that, our it looks like make sure our ownership projections have updated as well. I'll toss you a talking point here for the guards. They updated 51 seconds ago. Russell Westbrook projects to be on 86% of DraftKings lineups, 92% of FanDuel, and 87% on the secret side, also known as Yahoo. So you are correct. Obviously, Westbrook is play of the day. Wrap us up with the guards here as we're still waiting on that New York news.
Yeah, tough to go too much further without the New York news, but in my opinion, all the guards, like all the best guards are from this game. Carrington, Poole, Westbrook, Christian Braun, Strother, shooting guard eligible. And then again, the New York guys could end up being in play here. I do think that, flipping the build, like the expensive guards we talked about, or even like the guys a notch below, Devin Booker types, they're just going to get left behind on this slate. Those guys always have upside, and the value at other positions is probably going to go under-owned. So there are certainly worlds where like the value centers and power forwards do really well and the value guards don't, and vice versa in terms of the stars. So I don't think that's what's going to happen. That's not how I'm playing it, but I think that's reasonable in tournaments. For me, all the guards are coming from this game. Even Jared Butler, 3,600. You mentioned all the guys out for Washington. He has a role right now. He should play a decent amount of minutes with no Brogdon, and he's 3,600. So, yeah, it's pretty much how I see it.
All right. Sorry, I'm setting up. There we go. All right, chat. You should be able to hear me louder now. Sorry about that because I was yelling. Poor Mac can hear me just fine, but looks like the audio reset on my settings, but I've got that fixed here. There's what is that phrase in Boston? Wicked something. It's from Wicked Smart. What do you think about Marcus Wicked Smart? 4,400 today. First chance he has to play against his old teammates. He missed both the games last year with injury. First time back in Boston. Dealing with a sore ankle. Do you like him as we wrap up the guards?
I think he's fine at 4,400, but I'm not like playing him because of the matchup in Boston. Like it's not a good spot. I don't think he's the type of guy at this point in his career that's just going to like take a bunch of usage because he's going back to Boston. Yeah, I'm sure he wants to play well here. You can give him a slight boost because of that. Like it would be foolish to think that he doesn't have it in the back of his mind coming back to Boston, but I don't know if that's going to help a player like him here. So I don't really like him anymore. And now with this Denver news, I doubt I'll get to him.
It's not going back to Boston. It's going back to Cali. That's LL Cool J. It's going up to Boston. That's the Dropkick Murphys. Come on. Know your cities, know your music.
Going back to Cali is Notorious B.I.G.
Fellow olds, going back to Cali, to Cali, to Cali. I'm going back to Cali. Huh. I don't think so. Come on, that's LL Cool J. Ladies love Cool James.
Yeah, I know LL Cool J, but if you say that to any, we digress.
You did Notorious B.I.G. He wrote a song about me.
Oh yeah,
Biggie, Biggie, Biggie. Can't you see? Biggie, Biggie.
Technically, you guys are both
walked into that one. That's an old joke by me, an old guy. I'm sure chat is thrilled that we made that little departure, but let's hit some of these super chats here. Then we will talk about the forwards. From Fresno says, what is your central time zone play of the night? Fresno, are you down? Shaw, Blackstone? That was always some cruising times back there in the 80s, late 80s. Used to go out with my cousins.
I'm on the Eastern time zone, so I don't have a central time zone play of the night.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, from Fresno, I would say the play of the night is Russell Westbrook. He has played in all time zones. He is our play of the night. Bishop Bowles, welcome to Team Stokastic. Kevin Sussex, welcome to Team Stochastics. Boba drinking, Jordan can't even fix the audio. Jordan is off today, but it is his fault because the last time he did a show with us, his power went out. That would have been last Sunday. Maybe it's us, Matt. Two different producers and the show bricked. We'll have to check that out. Phil Senzig said, where are the updates? There are so many changes and there were some unexpected ones. Those are just coming through now. We're going to get more updates when New York, we get their starting lineups. And then Brandon Wagner says, J-Val, Bagley, or neither? That's actually a good question. Let's use that to maneuver into the front court here. Do you need them
it depends
starting?
who starts. Yeah, definitely. And I lean neither. I don't know though. The tools like both of them a lot. So, maybe they're just both in play considering their price points. I don't feel good about either one of them though. Even the starter, I don't particularly love. I will say, I think the best, if you're looking to play one of these guys, I think the best scenario is playing J-Val and J-Val starting. I think there's obviously inherent foul trouble risk if you're playing a Washington center in this spot, but I get it. So I'm not probably looking to play either of those guys, but at their price points, I understand it, if nothing else.
All right, I'm going to drop this into chat. SC, thank you for gifting the Stokastic Super Chat. There's subscriptions there, or YouTube subscriptions. Hopefully that works. So this is from StatMuse here. I just did a quick query. There, it's a free website. Jonas Valanciunas game logs last 3 seasons against Nikola Jokic. These are all while he was with the Pelicans. Looks like he's been all over the place with his minutes. He usually flirts with a double-double, but he's only gone over 20 minutes 3 times. So if we just focus on those 3 games, he's averaging, eyeballing it quickly, about 14, 15 points. Let's call it 8 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 block. That is probably closer to what he would get to tonight. So 25 fantasy points. Could he get more? Sure. Could he get into foul trouble? Let's look at the fouls in these 6 games. He had 3, 5 fouled out, 2, 4, and 5. There will be foul trouble, most likely, even with the Wizards in Olay mode as they do their best to tank for the top pick. Bagley's a little bit, Bagley even off the bench makes me nervous. That's a risk tonight. We know he's dealt with lower leg issues like at every stop. Detroit, constantly in Sacramento. So he is someone we don't need to go to that kind of value. I'd rather take a chance on the cheaper guards at this point. I think it's worth the conversation and talking through. There are just better plays out there. I don't see him really getting more than 25 fantasy points tonight. It would be like a 99th percentile outcome. I don't want to put that kind of pressure on him. Even if he is the starter, I'm a little tepid on him.
I'm with you.
What about the top? We already ad nauseum talked about Jokic, but what about perhaps Jason Tatum, any of the other premium forwards?
Not really. I think my favorite premium forward, if that's the question, is going to be Scotty Barnes. His price has risen, though. I don't think he's a must. I just think there's so much value at the forward position now. Christian Braun, Michael Porter, Peyton Watson. Really, really hard to get away from those guys here. This slate is pretty easy in my mind if you're playing only limited lineups. Like, you want as much Denver basically as you can get. I like Washington, but not nearly as much as I like Denver.
What about Justin Champagny, brother of Julian Champagny?
Yeah, you can get to him. Like, we don't know exactly how Washington's rotations are going to play out. They got smoked in their last game. They get smoked a lot. It could happen here. So I think that's your case for like fading Jokic is they just, even with Murray and Gordon gone, Washington is so bad. Now, obviously, Jokic is clearly going to have a good game here. It's just a matter of in tournaments whether he has that high upside game. Hard to see him not, but Washington could get beaten bad by anyone. That's certainly in play here. So that's why I like all these Denver guys are way too cheap for Murray being out in a matchup with the Wizards. It's just the facts.
All right, Mike, let's do the little link join here as we are preparing for the 6:30 news drop. We're getting some of tomorrow's news going up, and I'm hoping we get some more New York news. We'll have to see. They are 90 minutes away from tip off. But I want to remind everybody, we did for Odd Shopper, promo code Cyber Week gets you 75% off. We still have our deal here where if you sign up for any of the 11 different pick'em sites, DFS operators, and sports wagering operators that we have, you can get a full month of Sims for the sport of your choice, and you can stack these. Right, so I'm betting most of you don't have an account at VBet, probably not at Better, probably not at Vivid Picks. So you got to sign up, go to the link join page. It'll tell you what you need to do. Some of you got to play $10, some of you got to play $5. You sign up, you then once you've completed your first pick'em card or your first wager has settled, if it meets the parameters, send to us a screenshot, support@stokastic.com, of your welcome email, as well as your first wager or pick'em card settling, and we will get you 30 days of the sport of your choice.
So, two things. Your boy Champagne is starting, and so is J-Val. So, both those guys look better now. And the other thing I'll say is, man, in my latest run of the Sims, I am getting way lower on Jokic than the field. And that's interesting. It kind of goes with what I said. Like, the cheaper guys are the ones that look really, really appealing now. That said, if we all of a sudden get Knicks news where those guys are out, then you're going to want Jokic because the Knicks are going to have value also.
Oh, goodness. This is going to be a roller coaster. We are 27 minutes out from lock. Let's see what is helping us tonight. Asar Thompson is out. That is usable for tonight. That's all Sunday news. We have Josh Richardson is questionable. He hasn't played for much, if at all, this season. And then Patrick Baldwin Jr., yet another player off the bench. He plays kind of the wing position, power forward. PBJ it's always fun to hear the announcers call him PBJ, but he is not playing. I guess that's a little tick for Bagley. But I wasn't expecting him to really play. I bet he hasn't played more than 10 minutes in most games when he's even been healthy this year. He's a guy that's floated around the league, probably better as, he has played more than 10 minutes once this year, and it was 11 minutes almost a month ago. He has not played in the last 3, and he has only played in 2 of the last 7. Some of those were injuries, and some of those were DNP coaches' decisions. He's played in about 10 games all season, 11 games all season. So that's really not going to move the needle much. Pelicans starting lineup: DeJounte Murray, CJ McCollum, Brandon Ingram, Herb Jones, and Ives Missy. How you feeling about Brandon Ingram, Herb Jones? Did you see Herb Jones had center eligibility the other day? I didn't look to see what he had today. That was a little different, in my opinion.
Yeah, tough to get to New Orleans here. Against OKC, I mean, New Orleans is like healthy as they've been in a while. So I know they're still missing Zion and a couple other guys, but they've gotten most of their guys back and they're priced accordingly. I mean, their tournament plays in this spot. I don't think they're anything more than that.
How many Denver players, I don't see a problem with playing 4 or 5. That's going to be the question we get next. I have no issues. You could play 7 from this game. You could play all but one player from this game.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's in a lot of scenarios going to be likely to be optimal. And I don't necessarily think it has to be like 4 Denver, 3 Washington. I think you can play I honestly think this is a spot you could play 6 Denver. I don't think many people will do that. And oftentimes it won't work out like that. But Denver is just so cheap for this spot. They're not cheap enough where you can just play 4 Denver and Jokic and Luka, but they're cheap enough where you can play all of them and still have a very good lineup.
Someone was asking, I've dropped it in chat, but and you can always get this in the Stokastic Discord because NewsGuide is always all over it. Jordan Poole, Bub Carrington, Bilal Coulibaly, Justin Champagne, and Jonas Valanciunas are your Wizards' first 5.
I do feel like on this slate right now, there's a lot of good plays. Like on a lot of slates, there are guys that won't get a lot of ownership tonight that would normally get a lot of love because they're just getting squeezed out. A lot of the Washington guys, because we have Denver, aren't going to get as much love as they maybe should, but I get it because they don't look as appealing as the other side of this game.
This is just cray cray. We're still waiting on the New York news. For those wondering, it's Jalen Brunson has been a game time decision with a sore back. Karl Anthony Towns is a game time decision with knee soreness. They're going against, they're at home in Madison Square Garden going against the Knicks. Currently, they are 8.5-point favorites. I would expect one of those guys to play, would be my guess. But this is another one that is a decent, interesting opportunity. Go ahead.
That's the other thing. If one of them sits, you want the other one. Right. And if they both sit, man, you want Bridges,
Hart, the Hart Foundation. That's what you want.
They're in such a good spot against Detroit also. It's a tricky one because a lot of lineup spots are going to be filled by this first game.
For those wondering, New York does not play again until Monday, and then on Wednesday, they are not one of the 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 teams that play tomorrow. Wall-to-wall basketball tomorrow because it's that time of the year. Games start at 1 o'clock, go all the way through 9:30. Looks like there will be a 6-game featured slate. If they lock at 9 o'clock, they can expand that to 9 if they want. If they go at 6 o'clock, that is for tomorrow, but that's NFL Sunday. Let's see what else we have here. Probably should be making some lineups. Let me go look at Discord.
I will say, like, now all of a sudden I like Luka more because we just have more value now. I mean, with like Champagny starting, the Denver guys, and I think playing Luka over Jokic is going to be something that a lot of people don't do. And you know, my guy, like I mentioned earlier, flipping the build, I think that's in play here. There's just so many good plays on this slate.
Yeah, this is because we have the 3 premium plays, right? I mean, good God, they're 3 of the 5 MVP frontrunners, right? If people forget, but if you think back to last year, who was the runner-up in the MVP? It was Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, right? I was looking at that earlier this year just to see some numbers of his, and I was like, and I was on Basketball Reference, and it was like, oh, he finished second last year in the MVP voting. I forgot about that. Legitimately was where he should have been in that race. At some point, he has a chance of winning one of these. But yeah, those are three just impressive contenders in this, all in pretty good matchups, to the point where you're saying, well, when is their blowout run on all these? Earlier today, I was like, all right, if everybody plays for Denver, is it probably Doncic because he's in Toronto? A little bit of a home court advantage there for the Raptors. That's a long way to travel for NBA teams. I was kind of leaning that route. But now all 3 are very much in play. Now we're looking at the ownership. We're looking at what the expected ROI is, and then the combinations, right? These are the things all the Sims takes care of for you. So that is important. The Denver starting lineup is Watson, Michael Porter Jr., Nikola Jokic, Christian Brown, and Russell Westbrook, the all-time Washington Wizards franchise leader with 38 triple-doubles. Oh, this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun tonight. And you realize that this is a Belman slate, right? All 6 games tip all 6 games tip off in 1 hour of each other.
I love that. I love the sprint slate. You know that. Man, we just need this New York news because, like, I just said it. I mean, if one of Brunson or Towns is out, like, the other one looks elite. And if they're both out, the 3 other guys we just mentioned, not to even mention like Miles McBride,
Deuce.
you know, but yeah, potentially. I don't know about Precious because I don't think he'll play enough, but you know, he could be in play on a normal slate, maybe not tonight. But yeah, tons of good spots. I will reiterate though, I like the Denver value more than I like the spend up options. Just because of how cheap they are. That doesn't mean I don't like Michael Porter and Jokic. I just like the spend out options as like just cogs in the machine.
All right, well, let's parse through. Let's take another spin through Washington here. Now I'm gonna refresh and let's see what we have here. There's hasn't been a lot of rhyme or reason with they're tanking. So that's the underlying thing. They don't have a lot of good players. Their 2 good players are not really good. Kyle Kuzma, who is hurt way too much, and Jordan Poole, who has just been a bit of a disaster. So if we're looking from a fantasy point perspective, point per dollar, Carlton Carrington, Bub Carrington, is 4,400 on DraftKings, point guard, shooting guard eligible. He has a value rating of 6.44 from Stokastic. He is the best wizard along with Jared Butler. The reason Butler is on there is he's coming in, even though we've only got him for 21 minutes, he is close to a fantasy point per minute player in this situation here at 3,600. That gets him there. And it's a similar story for Justin Champagny, who is the 3,500, going to play about 28 minutes. He is starting. He gets that. He's only eligible at small forward, but that is an interesting piece there to look at. So those are your discount dandies. I'd probably focus mostly on those. Carrington, Butler, and Champagny would be the ones I would want to go after in this one. And that's the donkey move, right? That's the chalk donkey move, because then I'm going to be going to the true stars and scrubs. The one guy I wanted to call out real quick here, we got 18 minutes to go, that is going to get completely lost in the shuffle. And this slate went a lot more sideways than I was expecting, but I really liked Kristaps Porzingis today. So key things about him: Boston played yesterday. He didn't play. Al Horford's out tonight. They're going to alternate back-to-backs. That's just how it's going to work. He's played 4 games. Remember, he got hurt late in the playoffs last year, and so has been out all season, but he has played 4 games. And they've spaced them out. He's had 2 chances to play back-to-backs. He has, and I don't expect to see him playing back-to-backs anymore. But he has played, where are my notes? 26, 25, 32, and 29 in his 4 games. So I suspect he's going to get around 30 minutes today. That's not that far off full run for him. He's going to be going against Brandon Clark. Tyus Edney is out. He is going to be going, or Tyus Edey is out. He's, who is the Jaren Jackson Jr., obviously defensive player of the year, but not the defensive player of the year that's going to slow down the likes of Porzingis, who's got a great inside-out game. I think Porzingis is an interesting option here. Shit went sideways. His variance bars, him getting over 40 fantasy points isn't quite going to happen enough. And now we've got a host of, $5,000 players that some of them are going to get 40 fantasy points tonight. So it takes the luster away from Kristaps Porzingis, but file him away or look to him on that 2-game nightcap. That's where I think his values still holds in the much smaller player pool. But that is someone that I liked tonight. But
the one thing that kind of stinks on this slate is that there's like some pricing gaps because it's only 6 games. So I do think, normally I think you should go out of your way to spend, pretty much every dollar in their half salary cap on DraftKings. I still feel that way tonight, but I do think there's certain builds we're leaving like 500 is more than viable, where on a normal slate I probably wouldn't do that.
Yeah, this is just a wacky one. Just a wacky one. I think I'm going to just play Miles McBride on my Yahoo lineup. He's $13. He's going to get enough run to pay off. Play a little Champagny. How many lineups are you doing tonight?
1. Just 1. Yeah, just because we're doing the show and stuff.
Be only a 1. Ooh, that is kind of spicy. Who are you looking at the shooting guard? That's the one position I'm having a tougher time.
Braun, Poole, and Carrington.
Okay.
I don't know if I want to play Poole, but I feel like he's got obviously the most upside of anyone on Washington. So he's their best play if this game does stay kind of competitive.
Yeah, I think it's going to happen.
Straw, they're also shooting guard eligible.
Ooh, okay. So let's talk about Julian here. He has not gone over 20 fantasy points in his last 7, but he did have 21 fantasy points in 20 minutes against Memphis in the middle of last month, 34 points in 24 minutes against Memphis. Should get some run against the scrubs. Oh, wait. They're all scrubs for Washington tonight. I like that. I'm going to put Strother in. Now we got some forward love. We got 14 minutes. Let's see what else we have here. Who is the nuke of the night?
I'm going with Peyton Watson here. I think he's my favorite play on the slate at power forward, 4,400.
Ooh, okay. Did not see that one coming. Let's take a peek here. Tell me a little bit about Peyton here. We've seen him perform well when Aaron Gordon was out previously. He is a decent option. Should get backup or should get blowout run tonight, which now we really are expecting blowout run. What are your thoughts?
It's the matchup and the spot, or the spot and the price tag, excuse me. I mean, he's just way too cheap for this opportunity with no Gordon, no Murray to eat up the usage. He's going to play a ton. He should just walk into fantasy points here. I like Peyton Watson a lot at 4,400. I think he's my favorite value play on the board.
All right. Yeah, I see chat. The Knicks need to hurry the hell up. Yes. Yes, they do. Yes, they do indeed. All right. I'm having a little issue here. So let's run out Toby Bailey. Good call out. I know, because I said Tyus Edney. That coast to coast in the kingdom of all places to win the national title for UCLA in the NCAA basketball.
I remember that one.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Even your old, I wasn't your old pal. I was your much younger pal back in those days. We went out and partied downtown after that win. We watched it. It was so much fun. I actually stayed out until the bars closed that night. It was that much fun. 2 a.m. for those wondering. So not an all-nighter, but pretty close even for me way back then. But that was a lot of fun. Yeah, the Kingdom days. Lots of fun. But that coast to coast, the spin around, just lay that was amazing. What do you do? Like 4.7 seconds left or something crazy like that. And that was only a couple years removed from the Christian Laettner turnaround back, fall away three. That was
maybe that might be the most memorable shot in basketball history.
Keith Smart from the side, Michael Jordan. There were some good ones back there. Kemba Walker and the cardiac Kemba. There's some good times. Good times. That's like 2 generations removed, but still, cardiac Kemba was awesome. I'm like 45. Higher. Gets higher. Little callback from earlier. 10 minutes till a lock. All right. I'm going to kick off my Sims here because I can't wait for the news any longer. I should not have played 2 sites. That was my fault. But that's okay because the Sims will help me out. I do not want to make this a 2-game slate for myself. That would be a financial disaster. SC says I have young guy energy. Well, it's because I took a nap before the show, like I usually do. So there is that. Embrace the Florida life, right? Yeah, I'm gonna run the Sims. I'm gonna establish and run the Sims purely. Am I hitting everything there? I'm missing one. What's the other one? I don't know. I'll ship it later though. But got them all. All right. Stokastic Hall of Fame, lest you forget, you can have the Stokastic avatar finish top 3 in any contest with at least 5,000 people or more. And first, second, or third. None of this ties, no chopping the showdown slates. But if you finish first, second, or third with that, take a screenshot of your Stokastic avatar and your win. Send that over to Stokastic HOF on Twitter, and we will get you 1 month of all access Stokastic. That means you get the Sims. That means you get all the sports. That is a phenomenal deal. You can win it a couple times a year now, and we have different levels of the Hall of Fame. I am collecting enough wins here, hopefully, to get into silver soon enough for the Hall of Fame. Almost had it last night. Finished 4th on Yahoo. I had Zach Collins. I was a 10th of a point out of 3rd. Nobody above me had Zach Collins. If he had just gotten 26 points, I would have won the Yahoo flagship contest last night. Alas, that didn't happen, but fortunately, I have the Stokastic Sims product because, hey, that's the benefit of doing content here. So you guys can get that benefit as well. Just rep that Stokastic avatar. 9 minutes until lock. We are desperately waiting for Well, good. Derek White is officially playing. We figured that. Case and Wallace is starting. OKC starting lineup: SGA, Wallace, Lou Dort, Jalen Williams, and Isaiah Hartenstein. Peyton Watson starting. We don't have Denver. Yeah, we have Denver starting line. That's why you liked Watson. Was he was starting, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I need a $27 baller here on Yahoo. And that will be good to go. Who are you terrified of not having enough of tonight? Who are you worried?
It might be. I'm only playing one lineup, and it might be Jokic because I'm not sure I'm going to play him, even though he's obviously the best player in the slate.
Oh, I'm $1 shy of Hartenstein. How do you feel about PJ Washington tonight?
I'm okay with it.
Dude, I got $27 here. Jalen Duren, what could have been? Ooh, Joe Val or PJ Washington? It's probably PJ.
Probably PJ, yeah.
PJ or Trey Murphy?
Tough
matchup for
still probably PJ.
Trey. Still PJ. Well, I may not have time to fix this. So when does PJ start? He starts at 7:30. I like everybody else in my lineup. That's going to do it. I will get those in there. I should have enough flexibility to work in Jason Hart if I so choose. So I want to make sure. So this is the hard part, right, about crafting the old Yahoo lineups here is making sure you have the correct position eligibility. So Josh Hart, I said Jason Hart, no relation. Josh Hart is $29. I'm going to be $2 short in that little adventure. You know what? I'm just going to have to deal with that. All right, let's close that out. Darn you, New York. Let's see what chat is saying here. Charlie Oliver says nobody gives a fuck about your Yahoo lineups. I do. I've only made $4,000 over there this year. So, it's called money. It's called withdrawing. You might want to try it sometime. It's a good thing to do. Hey, you can also use Stokastic Sims on a lot of the Yahoo contests now. Shocker of shockers. Let's see. Brett Shoup, come on. Don't make me get mad at you. You have the badge. It's all about money. It's all about money. First thing we get is this is the Dan got it. What will EMac play in his Yahoo lineup portion of the show? This is how you guys get to see the inside the beautiful mind, gorgeous mind. If you ask me, and you're asking me, so it's all good. Give that to Jimmy Snuka, the Superfly Snuka. Is that the one where you kill somebody? Allegedly.
Something like that.
Read the room. I am. This is my nuke of the night. You have 5 minutes to go here. Now you can panic. Officially. Now you can panic. Junior Whopper. This is awful. Makes you miss Eric. If anything makes you miss Eric Lindquist, that's actually a good thing. He is incredibly smart. But so is Mr. Matt here. All right. You're feeling comfortable that you are going astray from Jokic?
Yeah, I think I am. Again, don't feel good about it, but there's other centers I like a lot, and also that flexibility in case we get, someone out. Yeah, I think I am. The Sims are giving me a lot less of him, so that helps.
Oh, I went away from the Sims. So here's one thing, and I've asked the devs about it. If you go away from the Sims page and it's running, occasionally it will not run. Now it's pretty easy to restart. It actually runs pretty fast when you restart it, but I got to remember to send them a note. We have 5 minutes left. I should probably download my lineups here. Now you guys can hope you wanna have some Schadenfreude here. Hope that I do not get my lineups in. Oh my God, how fun would that be if I don't get my DraftKings lineups in? 4 minutes to go. I just kicked off a sim. We're going to show you how good the sims are and how quickly this can happen. I don't want to turn this into a 2-game slate. There are 6 games, Matt. 4 of them. Well, I'd still get the 7:30 game. So I guess it would be a 3-game slate. But we've got that. Do my little lineup sort here so I can get everything where I need it because, it's going to go down to The Wire. That was a good TV show, The Wire.
Oh, one of the best ever.
You ever watch that? Yeah.
Yeah,
I
of course.
enjoy that. I
One
enjoy
of the
that.
best shows ever made, maybe the best in my opinion.
I enjoy how they have there are some kind of references between The Wire, but there definitely is between Sons of Anarchy and The Shield.
Oh yeah,
Um,
Shield. Both the Shield might be my second favorite show ever. Um, I love Sons of Anarchy, and I love the spin-off Mayans MC. Huge fan of all those shows.
all right.
If you haven't seen Mayan MC, I would recommend it.
I'm going 91% Jokic. I'm going, is 88% Russell Westbrook enough, do you think?
Probably, and I think I am going to play Jokic too because I'm just going to play so much of this game.
What if we get overtime? That would be so much fun. All right. Well, I know what I'm doing in 3 minutes. I'm going to watch the Washington Wizards and Denver Nuggets play basketball because this is where we are. Let's upload those lineups. Oh, let's fingers crossed. No errors. Got them all in. My nuke. Well, I think it's Westbrook. I think you just play him. Just play him. I see Mike got up to 99.3% on his Sims run there. I tweaked mine just a little bit did not run them on full factory settings, went 10% on the prize pool and did one tick to the right of the marquee setting there for.
Here's one for you.
Change things up.
Butler or Champagne?
Champagne.
Okay.
I don't know what's up with Butler. Butler has kicked around the league a little bit. I think this is his fourth season. Just hasn't really stuck much anywhere. And I'm probably swayed because I had Champagne's brother on my lineup last night that did well. That Yahoo lineup, right? The one that we shouldn't play over there. You know, because if you like money, you shouldn't try to press advantages against weaker competition. Again. The other thing I like about Yahoo, and I'm just going to mention that because we're 90 seconds away. I had a $4,000 deposit bonus that was sitting there from when they created DFS 10 years ago. It was a never expire bonus. I've been playing through that this year. It's on a 4% drip. I think I've crushed like $2,000 of it. So that's helped my ROI dramatically over there. You don't get deposit bonuses like that anymore. So I said, you know what? Well, why don't I play a couple $100 over there every day? It'll take me 2 years to grind out that $4,000 and put it in my pocket. Well worth my time, especially using the Stokastic products. All righty. Wake up, lads. Yahoo is soft. It is. Jared Butler, good play at FanDuel. I don't think Jared Butler's a bad play to wrap that one up. I just like Champagny a little bit better for the small forward position. That's kind of the main thing that we have there. Let's see. Dan, Midow's a little harsh on him. If you can't take the heat, if you can't accept rotten fruit and rotten vegetables being thrown at you when you are given a microphone and a soapbox, you should not be standing on that soapbox with that microphone. Come at me, bro. Guys, this is for fun. We're a little witty repartee back and forth here with the chat. You know what you need to do tomorrow night is you need to tune into NFL Live Before Lock and find out how many times I am going to refer to the Chargers as the San Diego Chargers, because it is going to happen. Matt, over under 3.5. We'll say 2.5. 2.5 is a better line now that I'm really cognizant of it, but it's going to happen. It's totally.
It's officially out.
So what happened? Sorry, what happened there? Who's out, Mike? Carl Anthony Towns is out. Jalen Brunson is in. So sadly, I don't have those $2. I'm gonna have to go figure out what I want to do because I've locked up 6 of my 9 spots on Yahoo. I need to figure out how to get $2 because Josh Hart is an excellent play now without Carl Anthony Towns in the mix. He is live for a triple-double. Let's quickly look at Odd Shopper, and then we will get out of here. I want to see. Let's go. I think I can find that quickly on the live odds screen. And where is the search function? There it is, upper right corner. Josh Hart. It looks like His double is plus 105, so that is even money. Do they have triple-double odds? I don't see triple-double odds listed on this screen. So let me just... All right, that's the one you want to get. I think if you can get that at plus 200 or better is where I would look at it. You can get his PRA at minus 120 for 29.5, but I would try to get plus 200 or better. I'm going to guess it's probably closer to plus 300. Now I'm mad and I can't log. Sorry guys, I can't log into. I bet maybe it'll let me look. The downside of being on Zoom is you cannot get into the sports books a lot of the times because they think you are going in remote, but I bet it'll let me look at it. Now I want to see what this is because that I think is a worthwhile wager. And since we are not sticking around for a whole playback show, let's look and see quickly. 87626.
I am going to throw a game up though for the people that are going to hang out and play.
Go ahead. Yeah, that makes sense, Mike.
I will not be hanging out because I have a tackle football contest, but I have a little Osmo hat that matches as well tonight. So yeah, I'll have that in playback.
Double. Yep, they don't have his odds posted. That's why it's not there. Only Cade Cunningham is posted. If you can get that plus 300, I would take that. But we're going to get on out. If you remember, NFL tomorrow, week 14, last week of most best ball contests till you get into the pods for the playoffs. So that is going to be important. Good luck to everybody out there. If you guys want to follow Matt on Twitter, you can at Fantasy Tips Matt. You can find me at EMac DFS. And of course, it is Stokastic_COM. With that, gamers, good luck. Marcus Smart is playing Wicked Smart.